Welcome, vinyl community, to what is indeed my last vinyl finds video for 2018, which is really odd to say, but it's true. It's December 21st. We're 4 days until Christmas. I hope everyone's having a great holiday season out there. As we get closer to the end of the year, there may or may not be another video with me. I think last year I did a best of reissues video for vinyl, which I may do. We'll see how everything unfolds. I don't work next week, except for a DJ gig I have for New Year's, which I'm really looking forward to. But this is, we'll see how everything unfolds next week. But this is it for the vinyl finds. So, for the last time in 2018, cheers, everyone. Like I said, before I get to the vinyl finds, I hope everyone's having a great holiday season out there. This is a very, very odd Christmas for me this year. We have no kids. None. My son's on the west coast of Canada celebrating Christmas with family, and our daughter's in Paris. So I'm generally speaking a very Christmassy person, but I don't know what to do with myself this year. There's no kids. I'm looking underneath the tree. It's bare. But I guess that's the harsh reality of getting older and your kids getting older. But I digress. I hope everyone out there is having a great Christmas or holiday season. I hope you're spending it with family or your loved ones. So, and I just lied. This is not the last time in 2018. It's very, very dry and cold up here in Western Canada. So, cheers, everyone. Which means I'll be having multiple drinks of coffee. And I'll probably be saying cheers every time. So, I'm a damn liar. Anyways, what I have to show you today is an assortment of things that came in the mail. My regular vinyl finds. There's some really great stuff coming up for vinyl finds. I had an incredible, great CD haul, which I don't normally show you, but this is kind of like an extraordinarily good one. So I don't know if you hear this in the background. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. We're playing The Damned, or I'm playing The Damned, the Chiswick Years, Japanese import CD, best of their kind of Machine Gun Etiquette era song. So that's what you're listening to. If it gets a bit louder than this current song. Right off the bat, I'm gonna get to the CD haul because it's like I said, it's an extraordinarily good one. I went into this thrift store a couple days ago, and unbeknownst to me, it was half price off all media, which means books, DVDs, vinyl, CDs, etc., etc. And I didn't know that, but there was no vinyl to be had there. But really, really great CD haul, which like I said I don't normally show you, but I want to share this with you. I'm going to get right to it. These were all half price, so they were 99 cents. So that would be 10 pence in the UK and probably a nickel in the States. Our Canadian dollar sucks. Genesis, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, double CD. This is the newer remastered version of that. For 99 cents? Damn. Genesis Live. That's the live album with Peter Gabriel. That's the remastered version. Yes, Relayer. And I'm dropping them. The remastered version of Yes, Fragile. This one was sealed, oddly enough, or believe it or not, however you want to take it. But it's the new Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon reissue. And I played this one the other day, and I sat right there. You can't see my chaise lounge. And as far as CDs go, this is, if you have a chance to pick this one up, man, this is fantastic. The sound was great. So Dark Side of the Moon, the new remastered by Pink Floyd. A copy of Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. A copy of Metal, Pink Floyd. And then I got a copy of Animals by Pink Floyd. I'm not done yet. This was a pretty great CD haul. Like I always say, CDs are the best value out there. You can get the most insane CDs for next to nothing, at least where I live. So, although I'm all about the vinyl, don't forget about the CD. It's getting lonely out there for CDs, but you can have these for next to nothing. Like this one, the remastered version of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Tarkus. Great album, this one, great. If you've not heard Tarkus by ELP, I highly recommend this one. And then the remastered version of Brain Salad Surgery. That's the lenticular cover, if you can see that. By Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Gentle Giant. I'm trying not to get the glare off the phone there. Gentle Giant. self-titled. Jethro Tull, Thick as a Brick, the remastered version. It has a really great interview at the end of it with 3 of their members. I really like when they stick retrospective, if I can spit that out, retrospective interviews on CDs. And this one has a really nice one with Ian Anderson and the guys from Jethro Tull about the recording of Thick as a Brick. Passion Play by Jethro Tull, the remastered copy. Really nice enhanced CD copy, another interview at the end of this one. And then some Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy, Physical Graffiti, Led Zeppelin 3, and then The Faces, Ooh La La, which is kind of the odd one out as everything's kind of progressive rock, but The Faces, Ooh La La. How's that for a CD haul for next to nothing? Wow, 99 cents. I guess it's not next to nothing, but still, once again, cheers everyone. We're going to get to the vinyl right now. And what I have to show you is, I think I'm repeating myself now, but I think it's a mix of stuff that came in the mail, my typical thrift store finds, and some really great stuff from local record stores here in town, which I'll give shout outs to because I don't think I do that enough, give shout outs to our local record stores here in my city. So I'm going to get right to this. I'm going to start off with 7-inch singles, if I can lift them all up. I had a really great haul. This is a mix of finds from local stores. There's some thrift store stuff in here. Free Cloud, Record Collectors Paradise, or RCP. And I think, yeah, from those 2 stores, generally speaking. There's, like I said, there's some thrift store stuff in here. But this is probably one of the greatest. This was all in one day. I got all of these singles. And it was maybe like one of the greatest hauls of 7-inch singles that I've had. Maybe ever or in a long time. But I got a copy of Mott the Hoople, Roll Away the Stone. I got a really nice promo copy of Psychedelic Furs, Love My Way. It's a one-sided single. There's a little bio on the label. So Love My Way by Psychedelic Furs. Focus, Hocus Pocus. I really wanted this on 7-inch. It's got the edited version on it. But I'm a sucker for this song, Hocus Pocus by Focus. I can't believe I spat that out. The Pogues, Fairy Tale of New York. I'm not sure if this was originally in a picture sleeve, but I got a really nice copy of this Christmas song, if you want to call it that. I got some Blondie, and I'm going to forget the countries these are from, but I was so excited to get these Blondie singles. These are a mix of, I think, UK, Netherlands, and Belgium issues of these Blondie singles. And the reason I'm so excited is because most of them have variant covers on them. If you're a nerd, that's important, and I'm a nerd. Hanging on the Telephone. I'm going to brain fart on that one. Blondie, Hanging on the Telephone. I think this is from the Netherlands. I could be wrong, but that's where I believe that one's from. The Tide is High. That's a variant sleeve. This might be UK, I believe. I'm Always Touched by Your Presence, Dear, which is from the UK. When I went to London over the summer, when I was looking for singles, I saw this one everywhere. So this must have sold a ton in the UK. This one here. Nice cover. Blondie, Union City Blue. I think this one is from Germany. Blondie, Atomic. Like I said, a different cover than the one we're used to seeing, at least in Canada and North America. Atomic. And I believe this one is from the Netherlands, a different variant of Rapture. Very excited to get those ones. You all know I love Golden Earring, and I found this at Record Collectors Paradise. It's not even on Discogs. That's how really odd this find is. It's, I believe it's 1968. So we're talking really early Golden Earring era when they were called the Golden Earrings. But this is one called It's Alright, but I admit it could be better on Polydor, Canada. On Discogs, there's only the promo copy listed. So this is, I might have to get on their Discogs and add this one to the collection because apparently no one has this one. But that's a really, really rare find. Then a copy of Ultravox, All Fall Down. This is the song they did with the Chieftains. And the reason I'm excited to find this one, because this is going to go into my legacy box, which I've been talking about. I'm not sure why I love this song so much. It's the one, like I said, they did with the Chieftains. It's very un-Ultravox if you're familiar with them, but I was really excited to get that one. And then a copy of U2, Staring at the Sun. A copy of S Express, theme from S Express. And then a really, really odd find, which is not something I normally show, but this is from 1959, I believe. It's more of a novelty thing, but it's a promo Canadian copy of The Coasters' Charlie Brown. Show you that label there. We all know that song, Charlie Brown. I'm not going to sing it for you, but... and the odd thing about it is for 1959, it's in absolute immaculate condition, if you can see that. I don't know if you can pick that up. Maybe some dust on there. But for 1959, Canadian promo copy of Charlie Brown by the Coasters. I picked it up because it's a novelty thing. And it's just very incredibly odd to see that at a thrift store. So there you go. That is it for the 7-inch singles, I believe. Once again. We're going to start off, we're on to some new vinyl finds, or they're not really finds. They're finds if you find them in your mailbox, which is what I did. I got to say thank you to Joe Morgan out there in the UK. He was able to get me a copy of U2's Record Store Day title, Hold Me, I'm gonna screw this up, Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me. This came out on Record Store Day, and either stores didn't get it here in Canada or it's arriving late, either or. But Joe Morgan is someone I talk to regularly via Facebook Messenger. Really insanely nice guy. And he got me one of these copies from the UK. So I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. This was the one, if you watch my Record Store Day video, this is one of the ones that I actually went out looking for. And like I said, no one had it here in Canada. But so thank you. In fact, Joe, I just got this in the mail minutes before I pressed record right there on this video. So thank you. I should have kept it wrapped for Christmas. I would have had one present. But I can't wait. I can't wait to play this one. So thank you once again for this copy of U2, Joe. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is another Record Store Day title from a couple Record Store Days ago that I wasn't going to pay full price for, but I really did want. But there's a local store called Listen Records. And they had a bunch of vinyl out for 50% off, and I was there the other day putting a special order in. And they had all this vinyl out there, and they had this one there, and I was really excited to find it for half price. It's the Record Store Day title by Hawkwind called Dark Matters. And the reason why I didn't want to pay full price for it was it's an alternate takes double album of their classic stuff from their United Artist years, which is all their classic stuff like, you know, In Search of Space, etc., etc. But it's alternate versions, and a lot of times those albums kind of suck, and you know, demo versions are really crap. But this is, I have to say, I played this all the way through, and it's insanely great. The alternate takes, they're actual studio cuts, so it's not like it's really badly recorded or anything like that. But Hawkwind Dark Matters, if you're into Hawkwind and you want a little bit of a different album, this one I believe is still kicking around the record stores. You can get it on Amazon, I believe. But pick up the Record Store Day title of Hawkwind's Dark Matters. I was really surprised. And for half price. Thank you, Listen Records. I appreciate that. There's a gatefold, which wasn't that exciting. Anyways, I was really happy to find that one. What do we got coming up here? This is a mix of... there's not a lot. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to ramble on too long. But this is a mix of thrift store finds, things from local stores, etc., etc. But I got a copy of Led Zeppelin 4. But what is odd about this one is that I found the vinyl only. I found that vinyl. And I had a cover with no vinyl in it. So it's kind of like a really happy coincidence. I found a copy of Led Zeppelin 4, the vinyl, and then I had a cover for it with no vinyl. I have multiple copies of this. It wasn't like I was without a copy. But a really awesome mix and match. So Led Zeppelin 4. Now this cover has a home with a vinyl in it. What else do we got here for you? Soft Machine. Soft Machine. This is late 70s Soft Machine. This is an album called Softs. And it might be their kind of last really... I mean, if you look on the internet, kind of opinion is divided because it's not really an original lineup Soft Machine, but it's not any less great than the early Soft Machine albums. I was really incredibly surprised by this album. It's more progressive rock than their earlier kind of psychedelic stuff. So if you're, by this time they're well into kind of jazz fusion, but don't let that scare you. Because on this album, there's a lot of heavy stuff on it. Soft Machine Softs, I feel like I'm going on too long about this album. This is an original UK copy on Harvest Records. Another really, really pleasant surprise. If you happen to see this album kicking around, give it a shot. Soft Machine, Softs. What year is this? I want to say it's 1976. I was really happy to find that one. Really pleasant surprise when you pick something up blindly and it turns out to be great. This one coming up is something I've been looking for forever, and it doesn't seem like it's uncommon to find in Europe, but I believe this is the first time I've ever held this in my hands. It's a copy of Anthrax, Attack of the Killer Bees. That might be my screenshot. I got this at a local record store. Oddly enough, probably one of my favorite Anthrax albums. If you don't know what this album is, it's a cover of odds. It's an album of covers, B-sides, odds and sods, and this is the one that has "Bring the Noise" with Public Enemy, the big hit on it, obviously. But they do a cover of "Milk" by their older band, Stormtroopers of Death, and there's what else is on here? They do a copy of "Chromatic Death," which is another Stormtroopers of Death song. They do a Kiss cover. I think we all know this album, but first time ever I've held this in my hands in all my time of record collecting. So, just excited to have it. I don't know what else to say about it. This is kind of maybe in the UK you're laughing because you see this everywhere, but not here in Canada. So that was from a local record store. Sorry. Echo and the Bunnymen. This is I'm not sure if this came out anywhere else other than Canada, but it's a 5-song EP. And it's got some live songs. It's I think this is called Echo and the Bunnymen. It's just like a Canadian EP. It has the Cutter on it, which is kind of the big song that was that people might recognize. But a nice 5-song EP from Echo and the Bunnymen. I've been finding a lot of Echo and the Bunnymen lately, which I've been really excited about because I went through a dry spell where I couldn't find any. Then every time I wanted to find some, you couldn't find them, and now I'm having a big glut of finding them. So this might, I think, kind of complete my kind of like, if you want to call it, classic Echo and the Bunnymen period. For those of you who may not have seen this before, that's the track listing. You can press pause and read that. And I was really happy to find that one. I think the rest of these are all definitely thrift store finds. I have a copy of this already, but this is a super, super clean. It almost looks unplayed, which is kind of like a cliche thing to say, but that's how clean it is. It's a copy of Dwight Yoakam, guitars, Cadillacs, etc., etc., etc. Country, as far as country, I've talked about this before. As far as country music goes, I'm cool with Dwight Yoakam. I have been buying his albums steadily for the last couple of years, thanks to people like Billy Hurst, people like that who have talked about it. And obviously, I'm familiar with Dwight Yoakam. A lot of people who have worked in my record stores over the years have been obsessive about Dwight Yoakam, so I've heard his albums in my stores a lot. But it's been a pleasant surprise picking up his vinyl. Everyone I've loved. And I think Dwight Yoakam is, if you're not familiar with Dwight Yoakam and you're kind of scared of country, he's a really good place to start. Maybe him and Hank III. That's my opinion. Anyways, a really super nice clean copy of Guitars Cadillacs. Yeah, this one's for Richard O'Connor if you're watching, because he sent me a picture of this. He found this one in Australia. And then I found a really nice clean copy. This might be something that only resonates with people in Canada. This one's for you Canadians. Toronto, get it on credit. I could probably find a Toronto album every single day in a thrift store. That's how many albums they sold in Canada. They had a really big hit off this album called Your Daddy Don't Know, which if you listen to FM radio here in Canada, you will hear once a day. I guarantee it. But Toronto, get it on credit. Richard sent me a photograph of him finding it in Australia. And then the next day I found this at a thrift store. I'm like, I'll pick it up. Why not? Supertramp, even in the quietest moments. Not the biggest Supertramp fan, but they sold a crap load of albums in Canada. So I do find them at thrift stores periodically. This is a really nice clean copy of this one. So I picked that one up just because. I know there's a lot of Supertramp fans out there, and I'd be remiss if I didn't at least give them a try. Herb Alpert. Don't click off yet. This is not whipped cream. I've never actually seen this album before. It's from 1988, and it's an album called Under a Spanish Moon. And it actually is like latter period Herb Alpert is actually really good stuff. This one is a kind of a more of a Latin jazz feel to it, but I've never actually seen this one before, and I saw this at a thrift store. I think it's a promo copy. 1988 Herb Alpert. I was really surprised how much I like this one. And this is a really cool find. The cover's not the best. The vinyl is, I've cleaned it many, many times. I actually put wood glue on the vinyl, and it cleaned it pretty good, oddly enough. But it's a copy of the Easy Rider soundtrack. And I'm not sure out there if this is a kind of a common thing to find. I've never found this one before. But what's cool is it came with the original, you can see the thrift store tag is still on it because I've been lazy about it. It came with the original poster, which I have never seen before. So for the first, I've never actually opened this poster up. For the first time, we're going to open this poster up. Look at that. It's that Peter Fonda and Dennis Hopper. So, and then I was actually really surprised how good the album is. It's like your who's who of kind of 60s psychedelic and just jangle pop kind of stuff. Steppenwolf, The Byrds, Jimi Hendrix, The Electric Prunes, and then some Roger McGuinn stuff. Roger McGuinn of The Byrds. Fraternity of Man. Anyways, I was really happy to find, but with the poster. I don't know if, like I said, is that common for you to find? It isn't for me. I've never seen it with the poster inside. So that was a really nice thrift store find. And you know what? I'm looking around, and that might be it. We're going to end the year with Easy Rider soundtrack with the poster inside. Unless I'm just missing something, which I don't think I am. Anyways, we're gonna call that done for 2018. What I really wanted to quickly talk about after I take a drink of water because my throat's cracking. Really quickly, I would be remiss if I didn't end the year with my vinyl find videos anyways, with saying thank you to some people who have been very, very generous in sending me some of my most wanted. Thanks for my legacy box, which I'll be showing you in 2019 because I only got one more left. I want to thank Joe Morgan, like I said before, who has been very, very generous, sending me the U2, and he has sent me other stuff previously. Mark Hunt from Australia, thank you so much. I really appreciate the things you've sent me. It's I feel like a real scumbag saying this. I don't feel worthy of getting VCLTs, as people call it, because I'm just like you. I'm no different than you. But when people go out of their way to send me things I've talked about in my videos that I've been looking for, it's so incredibly meaningful to me. So I need to thank Mark Hunt and Mark Michaels as well, who's been so generous sending me things that I've been looking for, and just odds and sods he has sent me that's been really, really, really appreciated. So I want to say thank you to them. I feel like if I start shouting names out, I'm going to miss someone, and I would feel really horrible. I've already given Billy Hurst a shout out, so there you go, Billy. People like Hannah and Vinyl 79 who always comment, and there's a load of other people out there who support my channel, who watch, who comment. And like I said, I feel like a real dick for not having a list here, but the list would be really, really long. It'd be a whole half-hour video by itself. So I want to say thank you to those aforementioned people. I really appreciate it from the heart. Thank you. And as we end 2018, it's been a really, really weird year. I'm not sure how it's been for you. As I kind of reflect back in my mind, you know, as I've talked about, a lot of health issues. Hopefully I'm getting better. We'll see. I'm getting older. Things are falling up. The wheels are falling off. like I said, I lost one of my dogs, which was, I'm still not over. I don't know if I'll ever be over that one. And you know what? I'm going to, give me 1 second here. So I do have another, okay, I do have another thrift store find I would have to show you. Hang on. I'm going to show you this after I say, after I was talking, what I was talking about was, I lost my dog Shelby, which, like I said, I don't think I'll ever get over. Like I said, it's just been a really odd year. I'm hoping for a better 2019. But having said that, anyone who watches my vinyl, as far as vinyl finds and stuff like that, it's been an incredible, great year. The last 3 or 4 years have been insanely great for vinyl. It's been really great showing you these things on YouTube. I can't believe all the response that I get. It's really overwhelming, and it makes me very happy. A lot of times, you know, when you're struggling in life and you start reading comments from a lot of you beautiful people out there, it sounds cliche to say, but it really does. It does lift you up, you know, and you get the odd message from people, which is really supportive, and it really kind of picks you up. So I really do appreciate that. I always try to express my thanks to everyone, but I feel like I'm not conveying it enough. I need to say thank you to everyone out there, and I hope for better things in 2019. I want to say thank you for everyone who supports my channel, who watches it, comments on it. It's so greatly appreciated. I'm going to end the year with this one. This is not a vinyl find. This is not a CD. This is not music at all. But I'm going to show you one of the greatest non-music finds I've ever had at a thrift store, because it's the most incredibly odd thing to find. In fact, my wife found this. We were at a thrift store together, and she came running to me and she showed this to me, because it's just the weirdest thing to find in Western Canada. Ready for this? This is a pillow. Got the White House. This is a hand embroidered pillow. You got the White House. There's the American flag there, if you can see that, White House. And then, you ready for this? John F. Kennedy. What is this doing in Western Canada, up in northern Western Canada? A John F. Kennedy handmade pillow. And I couldn't say no to it. It's the most absurd thing I've ever seen at a thrift store. Whoever made this, you'll never see this video, but you are the coolest person ever. A John F. Kennedy pillow. I don't know, maybe you think I'm crazy. That is one of the coolest finds I've ever seen, so thank you to my wife. And having said that, I need to say thank you to my wife once again. I always say thank you to my wife, but she allows me to have my music room and to enjoy my hobby. She's incredibly great and supportive with me making YouTube videos, but also with my love and passion of vinyl that I've had my whole life. She's so incredibly supportive, and I can't say enough nice things about her. So Melanie, you probably won't watch this until I'm dead and gone, but cheers, I love you. Thank you very much. So, this is it. Thank you once again, and possibly for the last time in 2018, this has been David Michael, aka Nazz Nomad, and I'm signing off. Thank you very much. We'll see you in 2019 for another Vinyl Finds video.